For a variety of reasons, it's known that close to 70% of veterans do not access health services that are available to them, including those offered by the Veterans Administration or VA. In an effort to reach out to vets and reduce that number dramatically, a training program was recently made available to Western Massachusetts clergy from all religious denominations. Steve Kiltonick traveled to Greenfield and spoke to some of those who attended the event and has this report.
It's known that veterans who live in rural areas and small towns often have limited choices for health care. And for those that do find their way to available facilities, the numbers are small, only 30%. In an effort to reach veterans that do not avail themselves to health services, a one-day community clergy training program was offered at Holy Trinity Church in Greenfield. 25 people attended the program, including clergy from various religious denominations across Western Massachusetts, as well as veterans and interested lay people. Held in the Father James Casey Hall, the event was sponsored by the National Veterans Administration Chaplain Center and the Department of Rural Health. It was offered locally for the first time. Slavko Milling is the relationship manager in New England for the VA's Veterans Experience Office. He said clergy are often the first-person point of contact for vets.
Veterans, when they get in crisis, tend to gravitate towards clergy. That's been shown over and over again. We have 800 chaplains in the VA system, and veterans tend to gravitate towards religious individuals. So clergy is very important in local communities because the families will go to the clergy, share their difficulties that they may be having, helping their loved one, son or daughter or their father.
David Whiteley, the lead chaplain at the VA Medical Center in Leeds, was instrumental in getting the national program to visit Western Mass. He said the program offers a two-pronged approach.
Number one is to educate the local religious leaders in ways to reach out and to support the veteran population and the difficulties they have, which are unique to their experiences in military service. That's the first thing. Secondly, we are hoping there's a buy-in of partnership with the Department of Veterans Affairs in trying to meet the needs of our veteran population that we can help if we had this kind of partnership in place.
Attendees learned about promoting the health and well-being of the rural veteran population, how to strengthen the community health care infrastructure where veterans reside, and how to promote practices in rural health care delivery. Holy Trinity Deacon Paul DiCarlo attended with Holy Trinity Pastor Father Timothy Campoli and fellow Deacon Channing Beat. DiCarlo, although not a veteran himself, has seen firsthand the effects of war on vets.
People I know and people that have come home, you can see the difference between the time they left and the time they come home. That has to be something that we as clergy or as just lay people, we need to be well informed so that we can help them in whatever it takes to integrate them back into an active community.
Some of the topics being discussed include military culture and the wounds of war, including PTSD, as well as pastoral care and building community relationships. Other topics included military sexual trauma and traumatic brain injury, or TBI. Whiteley said there are two critical issues vets face today.
The opioid epidemic is big, as it is nationwide. That's one issue. The other thing is the developing issue on the coverage of the suicide prevention programs that the Secretary of the Department of Affairs has emphasized, and we're trying to follow through with that.
14 out of 20 suicides that occur daily amongst veterans, 14 out of 20 veterans never see medical facilities in the VA. So we wanted to make sure that we're in the community. Most of the suicides that happen today amongst veterans are Vietnam veterans. So therefore, it's critical that clergy is there understanding the veteran, understanding their needs, and understanding where to get them help at the moment's notice.
Ben Kaler was an infantry officer with the Marines for 2 years during the Iraq War. He was wounded in action and suffered TBI as a result of an IED explosion, undergoing 8 surgeries during his rehab. He shared his own military experience with the group.
If they start hearing different veteran stories, they understand we're all just people, and we served our country for whatever reason, whether it's patriotism, whether it's tradition, whether I want to go to the military to get the GI Bill to go to school. It doesn't matter.
Kaler now works to help establish the program primarily in rural areas throughout the 6 New England states.
1 in 4 veterans will reach out through clergy. So working with the clergy and arming them with the information, not to become experts, but to be able to have those warm resources to connect the veteran or family back to whoever it is, the VA, the state, the community, then great. They leave here today with more connections, a better understanding of those veterans in their congregation, and it can go a long way.
Milling believes the connections built here will only help to benefit more veterans in the future.
This partnership that's being created right now this week here in Western Massachusetts, the chaplains in local VA facilities will work with the National Chaplaincy Office and re-engage these meetings and hopefully grow, bring more clergy and bring more leaders and bring more community.
The training held in Western Mass included stops at the Athol Congregational Church and Temple Anshi Immunin in Pittsfield.
Across all faiths, the more diverse we are, the better, because we're reaching a larger population, no exclusion.
The Community Clergy Training Program, building a strong network of support to help veterans and their families access health care and resources. It's a win-win situation for everyone. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonick.
And David Whiteley says that although there's no guarantee, he hopes the clergy training program returns again next year to Western Massachusetts because it certainly is evident that it's needed in communities throughout our region.